Ladies all across the world, listen up, we're looking for recruits. If you're with me, let me see your hands. Stand up and salute. Get your killer heroes, speakers, pumps, all lace up your boots. Representing all the women, salute. So ladies all across the world, listen up, we're looking for recruits. If you're with me, let me
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to provide you with the instant analysis for the first ever WWE all-women's pay-per-view, WWE Evolution. And oh my god, what a night it was. What a night it was. But first, we have to start off with some really sad news. Tonight, I lost the Bullet Cast Championship, and well, frankly, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm upset.
Just that, thank you, Drake. I am upset. You know, it's a championship that has truly transcended digital media, audio, and podcasting in general, you know? This past reign was 70 days. Combine it with the first reign of 140 days, you have 210 days as champion. This year's almost over, and I've dominated it as Bullet Cast champion. I mean, the Rumble, WrestleMania, Backlash, SummerSlam, All In, Hell in a Cell. I dominate as champion. Oh yeah, I'll throw Elimination Chamber and Fastlane in there also, because I retained at those two. But tonight was different, man. Tonight was different. I will congratulate Brandon, you know, new champ, third time's the charm, I guess. You know, he's a 3-time Bullet Cast champion. Carlos, you were close. Actually, you guys tied, but what did I do? I went against my morals and I flipped a coin. Heads Brandon, tails Mendoza. Don't be mad at me, Carlos. Be mad at the coin I used, which was, I believe it was a dime. Yeah, be mad at Dwight Eisenhower for the fact that you're not the champ right now. Alright, but besides that, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about WWE Evolution. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can. So, the opening match was Trish and Lita going up against Mickie James and Alicia Fox. So, yeah, obviously, Alexa Bliss could not compete due to an injury. I still don't know if it's a concussion or her nose. So, yeah, Trish and Lita make their entrances, I should say. And Alexa comes out, talks on the mic for a little bit, and she talks about how James and Fox are the real leaders of a woman's revolution and are true legends. And Alicia Fox, I didn't realize she's the longest tenured woman on the WWE roster. So congrats to her. And I'm going to have to do a special Black Power ranking because of that and some other stuff. Alright, so, you know, the match which provided plenty of nostalgic moments from a very energetic crowd in the Nassau Coliseum. Huge arena, by the way. I can't believe they sold this out. I am so incredibly proud of all the women who performed tonight, and I'm going to get to that more in a little bit. So, yeah, plenty of nostalgic feels from the crowd. Alright, so, the match was okay. I'm going to be honest. It was fine, you know. It was a nice way to get the crowd nice and hot for a little bit. If you were in the arena, you can't be okay, then get the crowd nice and hot. I think they popped for the nostalgic moments, like when Trish and Mickie James squared off, you know, that great rivalry. Stratus faction was hit, the Twist of Fate was hit, Lita's moonsault was hit, Chick Kick was hit. 1, 2, 3. Fox and James are done. It was nice, and I give it a C. I'll give the match a C. It was nothing really special, like I've said before. But seriously, shout out to the women. I applaud them for that. Alright, let's move on to the 20 Women's Battle Royal. So, here we go. Nia Jax won that, ladies and gentlemen, from Monday Night Raw. Congrats to my girl. Congrats to my girl, Nia. I should have picked her. I don't know why I went with Asuka. I really should have picked her. Alright, so, you know, from the start, it was somewhat sloppy and slow in order to give time for legends to get their stuff in. We saw Alundra Blaze, Molly Holly, Ivory. I was really happy to see her. Michelle McCool, Maria Kanellis. You know, she's kind of on the current roster, but she's also part of that women of the past who paved the way kind of thing. So it was interesting to see her in this mix. Of course, you saw present day stars like Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Ember Moon. Tamina, we're going to get to her and Nia. They had some cool moments together. So, yeah, I mean, Alundra Blaze, that was probably the coolest one to see. Alright, so the match begun with a disrespectful promo from the Iconics. I love Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Love them to death. that saw the veterans in the match team up to eliminate them. They were eliminated first, Then the match continued. Comedy later ensued as Carmella called for a dance break and was joined by Ivory. That was pretty cool. That was really awesome. The final five turned to the top performance among the legends. The 56-year-old Hall of Famer hit a splash off the top rope. So that was pretty cool. All that was nice. So getting to Nia and Tamina, what I saw there, they had a big stare down. And then they did the ooh ah, to pay tribute to Roman. I thought that was cool. And then another interesting spot I liked. All the women of yesterday, or Tori Wilson was in this also. I forgot. All the women of yesterday were in one little tiny pack, like a huddle, back to back, so to speak. And then they were surrounded by the women of today, and I thought that was awesome. Like, that was the women of today saying, "This is our time to shine. You guys had your chance. You guys had your time. This isn't 1998. This isn't 2002. This isn't 2005. This isn't 2008. This isn't 2011. It's 2018. It's our time to shine." I thought that was really cool. So yeah, everything keeps going on, and then the final two become Moon and Jax, and as I call this the Benoit spot. So Ember Moon she was on the other side of the ropes, almost eliminated. She hooks on to Nia Jax in a headlock, the way Benoit did to Big Show in the 04 Rumble, and he pulled him all the way over so he could win the Rumble, go on to WrestleMania 20. So that's when Moon was going for with Jax. Zelina Vega, who we thought she was eliminated, she comes back. She was just rolled under the bottom rope, so she comes back in. And she thinks she eliminates them. She's smiling and all that. And Zelina Vega has a rich history with the Nassau Coliseum. That's where she went with her father and brother to go watch wrestling. When she was a child, unfortunately, her father died in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. So yeah, Jax gorilla presses Zelina Vega. She gets thrown, and I think she either it was an elbow or a kick, but she hit Tamina pretty hard on the outside, and I was like, ugh. That didn't look so good. And then Nia Jax eliminates Ember Moon, and boom. Nia Jax gets a title opportunity. I gave it a B. I thought it was nice. That probably should have started off the show, I'm going to be honest. Should have started off the show with that. That was pretty cool. I dugs it, man. Alright, the finals of the Mae Young Classic. Toni Storm, I was right. She would go on to defeat Io Shirai. I think that's how you say her name. Io Shirai. I'm going to be honest. I thought Io Shirai was the older Japanese woman that was in the Mae Young Classic. I must have got them confused. I feel terrible about that. But yeah, this match was cool, man. It didn't go as long as I thought it would. I thought they would really get some time, but of course, there were quote-unquote bigger matches to get to. So let's break this down. I want to give WWE credit for giving the future of its women's division such a large platform. As Storm and Shirai both seemingly intent on stealing the show, neither did just that though. Only the criticism is that they weren't given enough time to showcase even more of their incredible capabilities and talent. Toni Storm, the 22-year-old native of Australia, and the 28-year-old Shirai, already a star in Japan, were lacking nothing in terms of intensity, stiff offense, and high-flying spots. Athletic Shirai hit a springboard dropkick to knock Storm off to the top rope before landing a breathtaking moonsault onto the floor to pop the crowd. Moving on from that, Shirai later paid homage to her hero, Rey Mysterio, by hitting a 619. Boom, she dropped the dime, hit her with the West Coast pop. In the East Coast, I should say. Leading to a springboard sunset flip that nearly won her the match. The finish came after Shirai's Acai moonsault landed on Storm's knees. Storm then followed her with a second Storm Zero, which is, if you like Tyler Bate, Tyler Driver 97, or it is simply just a Tiger Bomb. So yeah, that wins the match, securing her the 1, 2, 3. Both wrestlers hugged after the match. It was an emotional scene as they were presented with flowers by Stephanie McMahon and Triple H and, the referee, Jessica. Oh my god, I forgot her name. She, of course, raised Storm's hand in victory. Sarah Amato, the women's trainer down at NXT, head women's trainer there, accompanied her and present flowers and the Mae Young Classic trophy to Toni Storm. I gave the match a B+. I thought it was really solid. I thought it was really, really solid. It could have been better. It could have been a lot better if they were given enough time. But like I said, they got to get to all the other matches and whatnot. Alright, moving on from that. My girl, my baby boo, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya go on to defeat the Riott Squad, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. Alright, so the storyline regarding the often rocky friendship of Sasha Banks and Bayley remained a common theme throughout the high-energy match. In an early pin attempt by Bayley on Ruby Riott after a backstabber, Bayley to belly suplex combo was broken up when Liv Morgan shoved Banks on top of Bayley. Later in the match, Bayley proved willing to sacrifice her body for her teammate later on by laying on the top of Banks in order to absorb the impact of a Riott splash from the top rope. I thought that was interesting. Alright, now this was heartfelt. Natalya paid homage to her late great father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, early by teaming up with Banks to perform a heart attack. Later on, she attempted a double sharpshooter on Riott and Sarah Logan. The finish saw Bayley and Banks reiterate just how in sync they really can be. After Natalya hit Ruby Riott with the powerbomb, again paying homage to her father, Bayley hit an elbow drop, homage of the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Before taking out the remaining Riott Squad members with a suicide dive. Sasha did have a botch. She went for a rope-assisted tope and Hilo, did not go so well. Alright, Banks then followed up all the offense from Bayley when she hit a frog splash off the top rope, paying homage to her idol, Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero, and getting the pin for her team. Gave it a B-. It was cool. I dug it. Now this match that I have to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, oh my Gizzard. Oh man. Let's get into it. Shayna Baszler. I was really skeptical of her at first. I mean, I'd seen her live before at All Pro Wrestling when she was their women's champion. I don't know if that title's even still in existence or what's going on there. I was like, I'm not really with it. But then I started really watching her stuff. She's a badass. She's intense. She's cool as all hell. And she defeats Kairi Sane to become the first ever two-time NXT Women's Champion. I'm sorry. Jesus, I don't know what was that. Oh, this was cool, man. This was cool. It was down to earth. I dug it. Alright, so Baszler, the former MMA Women's Pioneer, became NXT's first two-time Women's Champion as WWE took a major step forward in the formation of the MMA's four horsewomen. Jasmine Duke and Marina Shafir, former training partners of Baszler and Ronda Rousey in UFC, recently signed to WWE's developmental system and played a big role in the finish of the match thanks to their strategic placement in the front row of the crowd. Baszler, who lost to Zayn in the finals of the Mae Young Classic and last year, also lost her NXT title to her over the SummerSlam weekend at that NXT TakeOver. Baszler relied on the assistance of her friends as an entertaining feud added another fun chapter. Alright, so after Zayn hit a splash off the top rope and onto the floor, she backflipped Baszler onto Duke and, I'm going to just call her Marina since I can't really pronounce her last name all that well, into the crowd. Duke pulled Zayn's hair and then she ate a spinning back fist like Chuck Liddell, just bat! Bat! I'm sorry, I apologize. Shortly after, Shafir, I guess I can pronounce it. Shafir ate a spinning back fist of her own while after climbing onto the apron to distract Zayn and prevent an elbow drop. Her elbow drop finisher. The distraction led to a choke attempt from Baszler that was countered by a pin and an attempt by Zayn for 2, kind of calling back to the match at TakeOver Brooklyn this past August. Alright, so but the referee's back was turned. Duke landed a cheap shot with Zayn into the Kurifuda clutch. I think that's how you pronounce that. Is attempted. Zayn passed out via loss of technical submission, while WWE using the showcase of the Evolution to form Baszler and her friends could mean Rousey heel turn won't be far. So, I gave it a B. I thought that was cool, man. I love the placement of Marina Shriver. Not Marina Shriver. Sheriff. I told you I couldn't pronounce this name. I apologize. And Jessica Van Duke. Thought it was nice, man. Now we got to get to the match of the night. I know I'm pretty bold to say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is the match of the night. I loved everything about it. So here we go. Becky Lynch, Becky Balboa. Let the Becky Lucian begin. baby. She retained the SmackDown Live Women's Championship against the Queen Charlotte Flair in a last woman standing match. The first ever on a WWE pay-per-view and the first ever on the WWE main roster. Let me add that. Asuka and Nikki Cross had one in NXT for the NXT Women's title on a regular episode of NXT TV last year. So, brutal, violent, and goddamn it, nearly perfect. In what has already been a memorable feud between two of WWE's most important members of the current Women's Evolution, former best friends and also members of the WWE version of the Four Horsewomen, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair took things to an absolutely extremely new level. The duo set new standards in terms of high spots, physicality, and outright carnage for the main roster's women's matches to come in the future in what was undoubtedly in the conversation for best WWE match of 2018, regardless of gender. Honestly, when we do the Bulletcast Awards, that may be on there. I'm thinking about throwing this match on there. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. I already have Charlotte Asuka on there for one of the matches of the year. Entry subject to change. I'm going to just say that right now. So, Flair went on to hit a moonsault onto the table that never broke. Then she went back up and hit a swanton bomb off the table that shattered both Lynch and the table. Things then escalated quickly on the floor. Lynch landed a leg drop through the German announce table from a ladder high above. After Flair definitely screamed, "That's all you got," Lynch buried her under multiple types of chairs, both ring announcer chairs, regular steel chairs, all that good stuff. And the table, only for Flair to power out and barely beat the 10 count. This came when Lynch intercepted Flair's moonsault attempt and powerbombed her. Oh no, hold on, before I get to the finish, I gotta talk about, so Charlotte puts on the figure four while Becky's, legs are wrapped through a ladder, barely makes it up. They go out to the outside, fight some more, spear. And then the finish came when Lynch intercepted Charlotte Flair's moonsault attempt and powerbombed her through, from the top rope through a table onto the floor. Flair attempted to beat the count, but collapsed on her knees at 10 to end the match. A+. A+, man. This was damn near perfect, like I said. I mean, A+ is perfect, but, you know, it was awesome. I loved it. I loved everything about it, man. These women are changing the game. Congratulations to Becky and Charlotte. You guys are really stealing the show. I'm so proud of all of you. Alright, the main event. Brandon was right. This was going to be the main event. Rowdy Ronda Rousey defended and successfully retained the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Not the SmackDown Live. Jesus, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Rowdy Ronda Rousey successfully retained the Raw Women's Championship against Nikki Bella. I guess Nikki is a do-nothing Bella. I mean, this was a good match, man. It was nice. I dug it. I dug everything about it. Alright, with the co-main event so good, it left you wondering whether WWE made the wrong move in not putting Lynch Flair on last. The main event competitors were left with an absolute, almost impossible task of, can you top this? They nearly got there, though. I'm not going to lie. They nearly did. They really, really nearly did. At the very best, Rousey and Nikki with a strong supporting performance with twin sister Brie at ringside, both put forth likely the best match that they were capable of, and one that had intensity and good storytelling. Rousey delivered plenty of payback throughout the match towards the Bellas, having turned on her in recent months. And was forced to fight off Brie's constant distractions, yet only as Rousey created a reputation throughout her short time at WWE as someone who can elevate her game to even the higher level on the biggest stage. The reason this match was so good was because Nikki Bella did the same. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm sorry. Considering the foundational storytelling of what made this build so good, what that was paired with by the standout wrestler of the woman's past, present, and the dominant and athletic force of the Revolution era, both did well to represent their specific sides. It was dramatic, man. This match was dramatic. It was all about dramatic change, the WWE's presentation of women as a whole, however, which meant the ultra-popular Ronda Rousey needed to win. She was put over strong by a series of hard judo slams, including one where Brie attempted to interfere and she was scooped up on top. So she judo slams Brie and Nikki at the same time. Rousey flung both across the ring. Rousey finally eliminated Brie by throwing her over the announce table. After Nikki then recorded near falls following an Alabama slam and her Rack Attack 2.0 finisher. I thought it was all over. I almost said that. I was like, I was that close. I thought she was about to lose. Rousey landed an insane spot to set up the finish. Rousey hit some form of a small package suplex off the top rope and never let go of Nikki's arm. She could quickly apply the armbar and she would tap out. So that happened. After the match, Nia Jax is shown watching the screen, and she knows that she's going to get Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. Jesus, almost said it again. I almost said it again. Alright, Rousey celebrates, and then all the women who participated and just all the women that were backstage make their way out onto the stage. As you know, Michael Cole signs us off. The broadcast ends with Rousey receiving a hero's welcome from the locker room at the end of the ramp before a uniformed group hug sent the broadcast off air to a historic night. Gave the match a B+. It was good, man. It was, as Booker T would say, it was good. But seriously, thank you. It was awesome. I loved Evolution. Now, show grade. What should I give this show? I'll give it an A, man. I'll give Evolution an A. I don't give out a lot of A's for wrestling shows, but I'll give this one an A. It was awesome. It was great. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Lynch and Charlotte. Oh my God. So close to being perfect. God, it was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to my recap of WWE Evolution, the first ever all-women's pay-per-view for World Wrestling Entertainment. Catch myself and Brandon this Friday as we talk some more WWE. The title will not be on the line for Crown Jewel. I figured, no. But if you want to watch Crown Jewel, it'll be on the WWE Network, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Pre-show is at 8 a.m. on the West Coast, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, under the radar this Tuesday. Might do a Black Power ranking. Might do another top 5. We'll see. Goodbye. Listen to this awesome, badass theme song. That is the lead theme song, the official theme song of WWE Evolution.
Ladies all across the world, listen up, we're looking for recruits. If you're with me, let me see your hands. Stand up and salute. Get your killer heels, speakers, pumps.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.